Yep. Okay. Oh yeah, it's on. It's on. Yeah, it is on. Okay, cool. So, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy K Rich, Mama's Double Draft Pick. We live in the building, man. It's a Tuesday. That's right, September the 23rd. It is the conclusion of Hispanic Heritage Month. I hope you had some time to get some tacos, and not just tacos, of course. Learn something about, the Hispanic heritage. Of course, if you got any friends, we got AP on the building. AP, what to do? Of course, he's giving us a little bit of the heritage every once in a while. We got to make sure we pronounce his name correctly. But that's my dog. I can't wait to get into it. He's got some things to talk about. NCAA this past weekend has been crazy. Week 3 of the NFL season, and somehow, some way, in the midst of all of that, we had a first. That's right, a first of its kind, ladies and gentlemen. We somehow found a way to squeeze in some wrestling. Okay. I don't know if you know, but the WWE has entered a new era of sports entertainment, and somehow, some way, they found out that ESPN is interested. That's right. The Disney evolution will not be complete. It will be televised, but it has to have the WWE stamp and Triple H on it. And when we're talking wrestling, okay, I don't know who else to call. I got friends, ladies and gentlemen. When I say I got friends, I got good friends. That's right. And when I got good friends, I got good friends like the guy I'm about to bring on right now. Okay. Super well known out in the Tennessee area. Got his own banner. I'm talking about the #1 Tennessee Titans fan, Mr. First Down himself, my boy Sam in the building. Sam, what it do?
Many are called, few are chosen, baby. Yeah. What's going on, baby?
Oh, yes. Okay, hold on, wait. Okay, yeah. Now we're talking that talk. Okay, let me tell you something, brother.
Yeah.
So in real life, over the weekend, WrestlePalooza happened.
Yep.
Okay, the first of its kind.
Yep.
Right. Something big took place, or a lot of big things took place, and somehow we got a bit of the roller coaster, which is the John Cena retirement tour. And I want you to do me a favor. While our viewers are in there, shout out to everybody in there. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We got football and everything else coming up next. We got to talk about this wrestling. My man Sam, I'm gonna give you a solo shot, bro. Tell us how it's been, what's been going on. Let the people see the splendor, which is Mr. First Down, man. Go ahead, get it.
Well, the team's not doing well, but I'm always doing well. So there's that for you. Let's see. So WrestlePalooza is here. WWE is hot. It is fun to talk about. It's not going to ever be the Attitude Era again, but that doesn't mean it is not super enjoyable. You always have the dirt sheets out every 2 seconds, and even though they're mostly full of crap, you get some fun. I don't know. It gets the conversation started and whatnot. So we reached WrestlePalooza, ESPN, only on ESPN. And it kind of ended up being this weird kind of average show. People liked it. There were people that liked it. There were people that heavily enjoyed it. But I think if you're only going to have a couple of matches with John Cena left, you can't have him being killed by Brock Lesnar. Like, just easy. I mean, he F5'd the man like 6 or 8 times. It's like absolutely ridiculous to do that to the man that you can't see, if you know what I'm saying. But now, Derpy Entertainment, that's not very nice. I see you in that comment there. That's not very nice, Derpy. Yeah, shame on you. But anyway, thank you, Rec Room. Thank you. So anyway, we go on, and I'll get him for that. I'll get him. You know what? You, me, hell in the cell, Derpy. All right? Next PLE, baby. I'm coming. But the rest of the show did really well. You had AJ Lee and CM Punk standing in the ring again. Husband and wife versus husband and wife with Seth freaking Rollins and Becky Lynch. And they had this big face-off. And though it wasn't like the most amazing match on the card, it was still great to see. A husband and wife combo versus a husband and wife is pretty freaking excellent. We didn't get our triple threat match with Tiffy Stratton and Nia Jax. I can't remember who the third. I think it was Jade. because Tiffy got a concussion. So they decided to scrap that, which is weird because you could see the T-shirts being sold or whatnot. So what they did there was make that Io Sky and Stephanie Verker match, which was the best match on the card. Go back and look at it. If you love wrestling, go back and look at that card or that match. And I tell you what, it's a fantastic match. It doesn't get much better than that. And that, I feel like that match carried that show. I feel like that match is one of the best matches I've ever seen. It was terrific, and it should not be amiss that Io Sky is probably one of the best wrestlers on the card, male or female, doesn't matter. She is one of the best, hands down, and that kind of stopped the show from being mediocre overall.
Now, just like you said, bro, the Io Sky, yes, I believe I caught some of those highlights. Somewhere in there, the athleticism, the acrobatics, all on display. So I got to give a big shout out to Io Sky. Now, like you mentioned in the very beginning, bro, this is kind of, we're kind of getting to the conclusion of what John Cena's career arc will be. And on that note, I shall bring in someone that we can see, my guy, AP Allen. Allen, what did you do? Welcome.
Injured reserve. You can't do interviews. He's on injured reserve. You know that.
Allen, of course, you and Sam, when the time is permitted, you do have a show. Tell the guys about the show. Tell everybody what we got going on.
So usually on Tuesday night, Sam and I are talking wrestling. We do On the Mat. Unfortunately, Sam's moving a bunch of power equipment over to a new building, and I look
very sexy while doing it. I'm not wearing this while I'm doing it, but I look very sexy.
I was about to say, I thought you got to wear, OSHA.
You got to wear the whole Titans garb while moving it too.
It's steamy in here. This machine.
But yeah, every Tuesday night, usually 8:30 our time, 8:30 Central Time is usually when we do it. It might just be the one day now, or unless we figure out a Saturday and Sunday plan for SmackDown. But
football is in the way.
Yeah, football plus obviously I do stuff with Rec Room as far as Lock It In's concerned, and then we have the Sunday night post game as well on Sunday. So, but yeah, Sam and I usually do I think we're shooting for October, right, Sam? November to come back.
October should be fine. I think most of the machines will be out then, and I won't be dead tired as soon as I get home. And
Well, shout out to you guys for we can't wait till you get back on your regular schedule in October. Quick question. With all of the F5s and the seemingly the seamless close-ups of little children in the You Can't See Me crying, was that the intent? Start the show, make the kids cry, bring the people in. Was that the intent? You think that was on purpose?
I think it was partially. I think wrestling is a very emotional thing between the crowd and the squared circle. So like if you can provoke an emotion, you're doing pretty well for yourself. The only problem I have is that's way too many F5s. That's got to stop. That was turned to 11. It didn't even look like a wrestling move anymore. I'm like, is he tripping?
Shout out to Paul Heyman on the.
I should have forgotten. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Heyman with the introduction.
Not doing double duty, going to WrestlePalooza too. So.
Well, Scott's a little bit of everywhere, man. But look, hey, Mr. First Down, I appreciate you coming in, spending some time with us right here.
And I will say this too, Whit. At the very least, we're getting AJ and Cena now. So we're getting AJ
and Cena was announced, and that match is going to be fire.
If you did not watch their trio of matches they had in, what was it, 2015, 2016, 2017?
Yeah, that's 17, 16.
Phenomenal. No pun intended. Phenomenal matches.
Yes.
For sure. Hey, we got something to look forward to. But right about now, we're going to go ahead and get this show started. I hope everybody's ready. Like, share, subscribe, send it to someone because we're about to go ahead and get it going. So y'all know what I got to do, right? One word, 4 letters. Yeah.
This is This is Rec Room Sports. Olympians carrying the torch. Going where they don't go, we ain't lost. From the optics to the topics, we got this with synopsis. Think outside the boxes like Jay on the mic, or your boy K Whit. Joe is my coach, T Sweat on the mix. All sports, even if you catch fish like Nate Diaz catches fist. You need to catch this episode, it's a can't miss. We go live and you should subscribe and X's and O's. We made our plan, yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again, we back in the building. It's your boy K Whit, man. Your mama's number one draft pick. And guess what, y'all? We going up on a Tuesday. That's right, man. Hey, man, make sure you check out my guy, Sam, Mr. First Down. Of course, any Tennessee game, he will be there. And of
13
course,
years strong, baby.
He's got his own banner, ladies and gentlemen. And big shouts out to Alan and him for their show on the mat. Make sure you check it out. They're going back full time in October. So thanks again, Sam, for being on the show. We're gonna let you get some rest. Hug the kids, man. Tell them Uncle Whit loves them, okay?
Oh, I will. Don't worry. I'll trust me. I will drop them off at your doorstep anytime you want. Okay.
Listen, I already got a couple in here. We ain't gonna do nothing but run outside.
Okay. I'll make you a deal. Take Bonnie. Take my girl Bonnie, and you'll be fine there. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce the two finalists for Father of the Year 2025.
Oh,
wow.
Right here. These two guys.
Wow, man.
Father of the Year 2025 right there.
Thank you, bro. That means a lot, man. Hey, Sam, it's all love, baby. Anytime you know you come in, bro.
Absolutely. See y'all later.
All right. Man, so once again, we got the whole crew in the building, man. You know what time it is. AP, man, thanks for showing up like always, bro. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to go over.
Hey, you said Sam was dressing up, so I had to too. So,
oh man, look at you, brother. Oklahoma down, and of course we're going to get into that NCAA talk with you in a minute because it's been a lot going on. So we haven't been able to cover it. We got the top 5 things that we should know about this season. Are you ready to do that, sir?
Always ready.
Got you. All right. So first of all, everybody, thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing right now. Everybody in the building on IG, on YouTube, on Facebook. Let's go ahead and do the thing. Share for your boy right quick. Make sure you are following us on Twitch at Rec Room Sports and also on IG _Rec Room Sports. Don't forget TikTok, Rec Room Sports Hub, and then YouTube at Rec Room Sports Hub again. All right. In the comment section, man, tell us who your team. Shout them out in the comments. And of course, we got to give the shout outs to everybody who's working. We got teachers, we got nurses, we got truck drivers, we got Uber drivers. Shout out to everybody who know me from driving that Uber, baby. I'll be on the road with that thing. Anyway, and of course, DoorDash. Anybody else out there working who took some time out to chill with us tonight, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. It was cool. We did the warm-up with Mr. First Down, and we talked about WrestlePalooza. But right now, we're going to get into the crux, the meat of the show. And I got to bring up one of my favorite people. We had a conversation over the weekend. I think something occurred that put a fire in her belly. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about she is ready and rared to go. I really don't have to say much, but I'm going to go ahead and give her a little intro. Anyway, we're going to give a big shout out to Miss Averill. Miss Jess Girl, what's good, ma'am? How you doing?
Hey,
okay, now, first of all, ma'am, you know what I'm saying? The Carolina is stamped in the building like normal. We do appreciate you for going ahead and holding us down like we always do. But you got the Jets uniform on. I know you're having a tough time. We're not going to We got shout out to Uncle Bo. We got Uncle Bo coming in later. Uncle Bo's going to talk about football with us like he always does. But today I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something for you. I'm going to let you know some information. I know you know, but I'm going to tell you what it is, right?
no, but hold on. So I only have this on because I couldn't find my Jeter. And if what you're about to say is what just flashed on my screen.
Go ahead, tell them that. Yeah, because that's exciting information for you. I know that.
Yankees just walked it off at home, and we are now headed to the playoffs.
Come on, dog.
We are October bound. Let's go.
There you go. It's over. Shout out to all my Yankee fans out there. You know, we've been waiting for something crazy to happen. But anyway, we're gonna let you slide right now. But of course,
I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I can't think. I'm just it's day by day at this point. After last year, it's day by day. I don't even want to think that far. It's day by day.
Okay, well, day one, we're gonna jump right into it. You know what I'm saying? And
I will remain quiet.
I know, Alex. We know what you're gonna say. We know what you're gonna say. We already see you.
My team sucks right now, so I can't talk. So
it's okay. It's okay.
Aren't y'all still y'all aren't eliminated though? From what I know, y'all are still in a run.
Technically, we're not, but they are not activating Simeon or Seeger the rest of the season, and it's a bunch of rookies. So we won't have Evaldi. The moment we got swept by Houston, they're like, yeah, we're pretty much done. Plus, Cleveland might take that last spot anyway, or they might even steal the Central because they just beat Detroit tonight. So,
yeah, and if they swept Detroit in Detroit, so because I was talking about this with my boss earlier, they swept Detroit in Detroit either last week or the week before that, and then now they have a series, and this series is going to decide who goes. And if Cleveland sweeps them again, man.
That sucks. Y'all talking about going on the mat in October. We're gonna have to get into this baseball in October. That's
you might get that series again. You might get Detroit going to Cleveland round 1 in the wild card. So,
see,
that wouldn't be good for Detroit either.
We're gonna have to redo it. That's for sure. Hey, look, so right now, something just took place. I believe Thursday, Friday. Should be. I think by Sunday, everybody knew. We were all kind of getting the word one at a time. The WNBA is reaching the second round, but before that took place, somebody got crowned again. That's right, for the 4th time. I don't know if you know, but A'ja Wilson, all right, 4-time MVP, full-time great, all-time GOAT. Now, this is real, ladies and gentlemen. Out here in the streets, I don't know if you know, A'ja Wilson representing the Met. That's right, South Carolina, University of South Carolina alum, went to Las Vegas, turned the league on its ear from the time she walked in the door. And somehow, some way, we are now at 4 MVPs, 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, and a numerous other accolades, including all-star appearances, gold medals, you name it. A'ja is doing it right now. And of course, somehow, some way, my good friend, Miss Averill, is all on top of this one.
So, for those of you that don't know, she went to Carolina, and that's when I started watching her from the day that she announced that she was staying at home, because I'm from South Carolina. I'm from Columbia. When she announced and she said she was staying home and she was going to Carolina, things changed here. So we have been locked in with her for years. So this past week, Coach Don Staley, which was her college coach, was interviewed and asked, is she the GOAT? Is she the greatest of all time? And the way that Don summed it up was perfect. So I'm going to repeat what she said. She said she has won MVP for 4 years. That's half of the time that she's been in the WNBA, because she's been in for 8 seasons now. So half of her time in the WNBA, she has been the MVP. So what do you think? Is she the greatest of all time? I don't know. But is she the greatest player right now? Yes. Coach Don Staley said she is the greatest player in the world right now. And I agree.
I mean, look, bro. When we think about the history of the WNBA, there are a lot of names that come up, and somehow, some way, we cannot disagree with what Coach Staley has said. Bobby G, I got you, bro. Give me 2. Check your X. I swear I sent it to your X. But somehow
I sent it to you, by the way, Bobby. I sent it to you just in case.
Yeah, thank you, AP. That's why you over there like that. But when you think about the names that could be on this list, the MVPs kind of stack up against the competition. And of course, the MVP is a regular season accolade right now, as you can see on the flyer on the screen. She's averaging 23 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. What I think is the main part that we kind of let settle for Asia is that she's been the defensive player of the year 3 times already. You know what I mean? And even though in your mind 2 blocks is not a lot, she affects the defensive prowess of the Las Vegas Aces at such a clip that somehow, some way, they end up on the higher end of all defensive markings when it comes to the WNBA. And this is on the regular. When she's in there, it's hard to get in the paint. But of course, the league has switched to somewhat of a similar game to what we see in the NBA right now. Of course, you know, we got shooters. It's shooters everywhere. Them corner threes is what is the most, the highly most percentage shot in both the WNBA and the NBA. And somehow even that has not affected Asia's game, where she stepped out to the 3-point line and began to raise her percentage. So it's at one point in time, this was, I don't want to say a big women's game, but this was a mainly inside basketball game, you know, with players like Lisa Leslie and Cheryl Swoops, where they were getting in the lane and, you know, finessing and whatnot. But somehow, some way, Asia has taken the game that she came in with and has changed it. And that to me is a big deal. I mean, this era, than the 2000s and better, when we talk about college and professionally, Asia Wilson is up there with the best. And we can name names. I mean, right now in the comment section, y'all, name some WNBA players that you know was on one when they were in the league. Go ahead, give me a couple of them, and let's think about it. Let's spark the conversation. And Bobby G, yeah, it's in there. Yeah, there you go. And then
my baby, Candace Parker.
Yeah, Candace Parker, another one. This is almost Candace Parker 2.0, because when Candace, and I was going to bring this up, Candace Parker came out of Tennessee, highly touted, extremely talented. Shout out to my guy Jay. Jay, I believe, brought this up on one of the conversations we had in the past. Jay right now is on the road, making sure pole alignment is correct in your favorite gentleman's club. Jay, thank you very much. I know you got your level. I know you're making sure everything is at the 90-degree angle, 180 degrees straight up and down. Anyway,
it's a dirty job. Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it. But we talked about Candace Parker and her effect on the game. And I think Asia Wilson is like not necessarily a carbon copy, but the next best thing. And so I can appreciate it. You know what I mean? And this is what we get when, you know, this is what happens when players see other players and they mimic greatness. You know, in the NBA, the 3-point line has become a thing of grandeur. And we saw that when Steph Curry started. And that's how we get all of these players shooting threes currently. We thought it was a thing that wasn't going to happen. Nah, it happened. And right now, Asia Wilson set the example. And someone like, and I think you mentioned this over the weekend, April, Aaliyah Boston, who subsequently will have to deal with each other in the upcoming playoffs. Is that right?
Yep. They're playing now. It's halftime right now.
Okay, so look, since we already gave Asia a praise, y'all know what it is, man. Asia Wilson, four-time MVP in the WNBA. So big ups to her, and of course, all of her accomplishments. We're gonna be keeping an eye on.
Not only that too, but multiple-time champion as well. On top of that,
took the Aces to the mountaintop on her back. At least twice, 2 out of 3 times. We know she's had a great supporting cast each year. But let's also get into the next topic, which will be, it's kind of like topic 1.5, right? The WNBA second round, bruh. Now the real test begins, okay? Of course, the WNBA playoffs began with a bang as we got a chance to check in with teams that we've been watching the entire time. The Seattle Storm, who we'll get a chance to hear from Uncle Bo, the Atlanta Dream, the Indiana Fever, the Minnesota Lynx, the Valkyries, who during their inaugural year made it to the WNBA playoffs, the Phoenix Mercury, and of course, the New York Liberty. Now, somehow, some way, the Liberty, one-time champions were eliminated along with the Valkyrie, the Atlanta Dream, and the Storm. And we'll get to hear a lot about the Storm from Uncle Bo Crouch, who is out there watching. Thanks both for being in the building today. We will get a chance to talk about that. But right now, the matchups that are on the screen are the Minnesota Lynx, the Phoenix Mercury, the Indiana Fever, and the Aces. Now, let's just start since we were talking about Asia Wilson. Let's just start there. Okay, the Aces and the Fever. I honestly didn't think this was going to happen, y'all. Straight up, I couldn't have predicted it. You know what it is, right, Avril? No Caitlin Clark.
This is the one matchup that I was really nervous about. And it was between either the Aces, because I knew the Aces were going to get there, but it was between either the Fever or the Dream, and that's because of the Carolina players. And that's just me. I still, even though Asia is my favorite player, I still follow all the other players, so I keep up with Aaliyah Boston. So I watched Fever, not for Caitlin Clark, but for Aaliyah Boston. I watched the Dream because that's where Pow Pow went, and she dominated this season. So for it to be the Fever and it be a rematch, Aaliyah Boston versus Asia Wilson, it makes me nervous. And then game one, the Fever absolutely dominated the Aces. I mean, it was a blowout. It was bad. They couldn't get going. It was bad. It was so bad. Now tonight, completely different story. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go. Because they do 3 games, right? Best out of 3 in the semifinals.
Yeah. 1-1.
So if it goes down to a game 3, this is gonna be
Yeah. See,
shout out to Kelsey Mitchell too, by the way, 34 points in game 1 going off.
Listen, it's a tough road to hoe. And Kelsey Mitchell has been there every step of the way trying to make it happen. But somehow I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't talk about the roller coaster ride that the Indiana Fever have been on. Of course, everybody knows the Indiana Fever drafted Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark, extremely talented, extremely gifted, came in with a whirlwind already surrounding her and her prowess and how good she was, and unfortunately has been bitten by the injury bug on multiple occasions. But then when we talk about a team, we got to talk about how the next man up mentality, next woman up mentality is one of the big things that we put a focus on. And I love how no way, shape, or form did they falter. Of course, it probably hurt to hear that they were not going to have Caitlin Clark, be alongside them as they made, the trek into the playoffs and through the season. But still, they found a way to hold it down. Sophie Bibby, shout out to her. This was not an easy trip for her. Aaliyah Boston, we already talked about. Sophie Cunningham, a pro's pro, out here doing her thing. Bree Hall, also from Carolina, can't forget about her. And then Kelsey Mitchell, like you talked about. Look here, man, is power in them legs right there, and she is going to the hole like crazy, and also getting them shots off. And then one of the people that I think kind of surprised a lot of people, but if you didn't know, now you kind of do. Odyssey Sims, big shouts out to Odyssey Sims and the way she's been playing when she's had the opportunity to get out there on the floor. But the Fever are for real. And even though they don't have their star player, they are still making an effort to show up and show out as they are. The second round is best of 5. Thank you, Bo. I do appreciate that.
Bobby, by the way. Bobby's here.
Okay. That first round is 1-1-1. And whatnot. Oh, okay. So check this out, everybody. One of my favorite uncles to have on the show. And I've done this intro a million times, but Cleveland is home, but he's Las Vegas' own right now. We got to give a big shout out to my dog from Audible. That's right. The Audible Sportscast, where sports and life meets culture. Big shouts out to Bobby G. Bobby G, what it do?
But did you just upgrade me to Unk stat? I don't think I like that, sir.
You got to be Unk too, bro.
I'm still OG mode.
Okay, still OG mode. I got you. Yeah. I appreciate you. But yeah,
look at this beautiful skin. Yeah, I'm definitely OG.
we were jumping into the conversation, OG, about your Las Vegas Aces and the Indiana Fever matchup. The Aces did get spanked in their first game, and right
They
now
didn't get spanked. They got beat. They didn't get spanked.
a little bit of spanking, a little bit. But the game is happening right now. Even with the loss of Caitlin Clark, man, is this still a formidable matchup for your Las Vegas
Yes.
Aces?
Yeah, because they're a better team.
Ooh,
What?
Yeah.
They are a better team. Now, don't get this twisted. They're not a better team overall, but they play better team basketball without Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's not a surprise. A lot of teams do this. I remember what was in the NBA. The big thing was who was it? Somebody kept being hurt, and the question was, are they better without him? Can't remember exactly who it was.
Oh, Paul George?
No.
Okay.
I can't remember what it is, right? But you'll see a lot of teams do this. Their best player goes down, and then you'll see the ball movement pick up. You see the defense pick up. You see the IQ pick up. They don't turn the ball over as much and not playing loosey goosey because every possession matters. It wasn't Kawhi Leonard, Bo. It was somebody else. It'll
Was it dude from the Sixers? You talking about from the Sixers?
No, not Embiid. Not Embiid.
Okay.
Oh.
We're running out of people that get hurt, bro.
I was gonna say, like, those are all the people I keep hearing about.
It'll hit me. But yeah, so they're playing better team basketball, and I mean they have a solid team. So what it does though is it gives people a chance to see what they can actually do. Like minus K, now when she comes back, she can add to that. The question is going to be just kind of like remember the Celtics when Kyrie's first season with the Celtics, and they were rolling. Kyrie gets hurt, misses the rest of the playoffs, and then that next season, because the Young Bucks, they got that playoff experience, right? They took the Cavs to 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals, and the big question was that next season, is Kyrie going to come in and just kind of be Kyrie, or is he going to fit himself in around what they become? And that's the question they're going to have to answer next season. But as of right now, yeah, man, they're playing solid team basketball, and yeah, they are formidable because you have no point of focus. It's just like was it Kelsey Mitchell? Yeah, like I don't think anybody expected. Like she balled out in game 1. Credit where credit was due, and I don't think anybody expected that. Like, and you see, like tonight, she's kind of off a little bit because they got that focus. Now somebody else has to step up, so it's just kind of whose line is it anyway? Whose game is it? This game. So, but yeah. Ain't gonna be easy. We coming back though. Don't get it twisted. We're gonna take it, even if it goes 4-5.
So if my thing is, and I'm equipped to say that even if it doesn't go a full 5, the Fever making it this far without a star player is a big deal. Just like you said, the team has no player for someone on the defense to emphasize on. Caitlin Clark is not out there. It's a lot of ball movement, but then Aaliyah Boston gets to do her thing where she gets to keep the ball in her hands just a little bit more. The extra couple seconds in the paint give her an opportunity to move and do her thing, and that's what I think is kind of shocking because she got the moves and she can make when the defense collapses on her, she can make the assists, she can make the right passes. So I think that's really cool to see. But then when we go to the other side of the bracket, now this is where I can't even lie. This is where I was a little shocked because, as you can see from Exhibit A, the Phoenix Mercury took out the New York Liberty. Like I did not expect that. I'm not a hater. I do completely respect the Phoenix Mercury roster, but man, like I was thinking we were headed towards another collision course where we were going to see somehow, some way, another matchup of the Liberty and the Aces in the finals. But that was we was wrong, G. we was completely wrong about that one. So big shouts out to Satu Sabale, of course. Alyssa Thomas doing her thing like now. She is when we talk about players from this era, she is one of them. that we will definitely have to mention, because when it comes to rebounds, assists, and making the game, move forward, pretty much Alyssa Thomas is it. She's all over it. And then somehow, some way, we still got one of the most prolific offensive players ever to touch the basketball in her partner. That's right. I can't imagine my partner being that good of a player as well as me and being on the same team. We can't forget about DeWanna Bonner, who's out there on the bench. So they really did, go out there and put forth a great effort in taking out the New York Liberty, who of course are always a formidable force with Stewie and Sabrina Ionescu. That's never going to be. There's never going to be a time where we can't think about them going forward into the playoffs. But then on the opposite end, with the Minnesota Lynx and the Valkyries, with the Valkyrie being the first team in their inaugural season to make it to the playoffs, we got to talk about the Minnesota Lynx a little bit and give them some respect. So this is actually a great matchup on the opposite end as well, because somehow, some way, this is really going to show who can cut the mustard and who can't with this matchup. Thoughts on this side, guys? What we think about this one?
I was glad to see the Valkyrie make it to the playoffs and get as far as they did, but I kind of always knew it was going to be the Mercury on that side. What shocked me was Phoenix. The Lynx on that side. But Phoenix and the Liberty, that shocked me. I did not expect that. I expected it to be the Lynx versus the Liberty in semifinals.
That's right.
So, yeah. Nafisa, I mean, she's just playing at a level that whatever team she's on, it's just going to be great just because of how good of a player she is.
I mean, let's keep it real. Let's go and talk about this. Nafisa Collier. If we didn't have Asia Wilson, who is phenomenal on all ends of the court, we would really have a different spotlight on Nafisa Collier right now. And right now, of course, she's one of the team leaders in points and rebounds, and with 20 points a game, 7.3 rebounds a game, and then of course, it's her play affects both sides of the court, very similar to Asia Wilson's.
If Asia wasn't in the league right now, Nafisa would be my pick for MVP.
Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth, for sure. Would be definitely MVP. I would love to see the MVP rankings after everybody got a chance to vote and see where Nafisa lies on that list.
I have those. Hold on, let me pull them back up. I had them.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm sure she can't be outside of 3. Ain't no way. I mean,
no, I believe she got the second one.
Yeah, in my mind, it's gotta be 2. Ain't no way she's 3. But once again, the Lynx this year have been one of the other teams that you can't take your eye off in this WNBA season. They've
been the best. They've been the best overall team in the year. They have the best record, 34-10. You're going up against one of the new bloods who, shout out to Golden State. They did a great job this year getting to the postseason first year. It's just a little too much to handle. You kind of knew that you were kind of hoping maybe they sneak a game at the very least, but you kind of figured, you're going up against the best team in the WNBA. It's not unexpected to go 0-2 in that series, but hats off to them for getting to that position in the first place.
Yeah, man, it's not unlike them to make it that far. You know what I'm saying? We got to put some respect on them. This was also a team, we saw put it down last season in the WNBA, and we kind of started seeing, dang, Nafisa's out there balling. This is where we get it from. But the Minnesota Lynx have a history of being well-rounded teams, or putting out well-rounded teams and making it this far. I mean, if you do your research, Minnesota is one of them places where in the WNBA, when you get there, they are expecting you to, put out a championship team. So, right now they're right on track, on pace to be doing exactly just that. But I feel.
All right.
I feel this is just a little bit scary. Just a little bit. This is a scary matchup. Just a little bit.
I got it pulled up. So Asia got 51 first place, Nephesia got 18 first place, and then Alyssa Thomas got 3 first place. Asia got 21 second place, Nephesia got 42 second place, and then Alyssa got 9 second place. Asia got no third places. She only got first or second place. Nephesia got 12 third place, and then Alyssa got 59 third place, and then Alicia Gray, she got 1 third place.
Shout out to Alicia Gray, man. Still doing it after all this time, man. But we're going to
shockingly, Kelsey Mitchell got 14th place, or excuse me, she got 4th place. That's the earliest she got voted for. But hey, yeah,
Kelsey Mitchell be balling too, man. But you know, that puts a bow on the WNBA for right now. We're going to keep our eye on that and see where it goes from here.
I will say though, tonight we did get an upset. The Mercury did win in overtime, so that series is now tied 1-1.
Right. Hey,
yeah.
Look, let's go ahead and keep our eye on that one. And we're gonna keep it moving because of course, somehow, some way, we got guests waiting in the green room. So we gotta get to them. And look at this. I got bouncing children. Somehow, some way, you gotta do things like pull out candy at 11 o'clock. Yeah, I know that's not smart, ladies and gentlemen. Don't talk about my parenting. Parents your own children, because if she don't stop jumping around, we can't continue the show. There you go, baby.
I'm just glad you finished that sentence.
Yeah, dude. Oh no. She seen this chocolate. She saw the chocolate from across the room. Anyway, so Alan, man, we talked over the weekend, and I said I wanted you to do me a favor. I said I wanted you to lay out some objects that we should be keeping our eye out for when it comes to one of our favorite topics here on the show, and that's the NCAA college football season. So right now, I got you, Alan. Are you ready? You got on your Oklahoma gear, so you look ready. So let's do it, man. Top 5 from this year in NCAA football, and that could be moments, that could be players, that could be plays, that could be things to keep our eye on. So I'm gonna just let Alan do a little bit of what he does and go ahead and give him the floor. Alan, it's on you, bro.
So we're gonna start with some teams that we're not used to seeing in this current position. Let's start with Mississippi State and Vanderbilt. Both teams undefeated. Both teams have quality wins already. Vanderbilt looks like a scary team that could potentially pull off the major upsets down the line. Don't be surprised if we're talking about Vandy potentially being a dark horse playoff team. Interesting enough to say that. Mississippi State, I don't know how far they're going to go. I like the little run that they're on right now. It's nice when you see a team that has struggled the last few years kind of start to have a little bit of success. And, you know, Mississippi State getting a big road win a couple weeks ago, getting a big win last week. You know, they're a fun team to watch. I don't think they're going to be quite the top level of what the rest of the SEC will be, but they're not going to be an easy out by any means. On to number 4, the group of 5 is an interesting situation right now. There are some talks within some media outlets that the group of 5 could potentially get an at-large bid this year. I don't think it'll happen because I don't think you're going to see a team have a big win, but I get it. It's Arkansas. It's the SEC. You want to put them on that pedestal, but Memphis looks really good right now. I like the way Memphis is playing. They've kind of sparked that conversation of, hey, maybe the group of 5 can get an at-large bid. I don't think it'll happen, but they're making the group of 5 battle here pretty interesting. Number 3, we got to have a talk about Nebraska. Are they in the wrong conference? I feel like Nebraska does not belong in the Big Ten. There's no rivalry with anyone there. They do not fit the Big Ten mold to me. Their recruiting has struggled. Could you put them in the Big 12 and have them have success? Yes. In the SEC, probably not, but at least the recruiting would be up and you'd still have the Oklahoma rivalry to go back on. I feel like there's just nothing for Nebraska in the Big Ten. And last week's game against Michigan kind of proved that to me. Because on paper, I feel like Nebraska should have been better than Michigan, but they just can't win the big game when they need to. So, and that's a thing on Matt Rule too, is that he can revive a program, but when it comes to the big championship caliber game, he can't get it done. So, I feel like Nebraska might be in the wrong conference, if I'm being honest. Speaking of at-large bids in the college football playoff, let's talk about the ACC. Bobby, your Miami Hurricanes. Congratulations, number 2 overall in the AP. Feel like they're the front runners right now. You got Florida State with the big win over Alabama. And then there's Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's schedule, not quite what Miami's is, not quite what Florida State's is. You could see this team easily go 11-1 this year. So now the talk is, could 3 ACC teams be in the college football playoff this year? Especially with the Big 12 kind of knocking itself out, you're probably only going to get one Group of 5 team, like I said earlier. This will be interesting with the ACC this year. If Miami continues to play as well as they have, especially on defense, this will be a fun season in the ACC for sure. I will give an honorable mention because obviously I'm wearing all Oklahoma today. Yes, our quarterback is out for the next 3 weeks because of a broken thumb on his throwing hand. But I think it'll be okay because we have a top 5 defense. And that defense came to play last week. Say what you want about the controversial shit with Auburn, with Auburn and all that. If any SEC fan will tell you that Auburn's just a bunch of crybabies anyway. So, 10 sacks, not great. Not a great look for their quarterback. Not a great look for their offensive line. And then the final one I got for you. Guys, I don't know if this is far-fetched or anything, but I think Texas Tech is legit.
Say what?
I think Texas Tech is legit. Like, I watched that game. Everybody was saying, oh, they're not going to be able to handle Utah. Utah's going to run all over them.
Oh, yeah, that was a good game.
There was nothing that was going to – this Texas Tech team, keep in mind, they did this with the backup quarterback too. Completely shut down a high-powered Utah offense and put up 34 points on them on the road. This is the team. Everybody's wondering, who's going to win the Big 12? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do it? Because there's so many good teams in it. There are a lot of undefeated. Texas Tech is the team to beat in the Big 12. And this might sound a little far-fetched, but I think they could be a dark horse team to win the national championship this year. I really do.
Tech?
Texas Tech.
Dark horse team to win the Natty, baby?
I will say this. Watching that game against Utah, their defense is on par with ours.
Okay.
I think.
So those are your 5, Alan? Those are your 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. Look, I'm gonna throw something in there, man, because we're gonna get to we're getting to the second hour of the show. First of all, let me ask Bobby, you know what I'm saying? You a sports connoisseur, Bobby. Was there anything that jumped out for you as we are in the fourth? Well, pretty much like the 4th and a half to 5th week, because the NCAA gets the first couple of games off. Was there anything that jumped out to you this season so far from the NCAA?
No. Really, like, college football is getting so boring. Like, I'm sorry. Like, like, Alan, who's the best team in the Big 12?
Texas Tech.
It doesn't matter who the best team in the Big 12 is because they're not going to win squat. 60% of the SEC ain't going to win squat. 60% of the Big 10 ain't going to win squat. Let's unjumble these conferences. Let's go back to where it was. Reset everything. Stop letting these schools spend $1 billion to do what they want to do. Let's show some damn restraint from our leadership and rebuild college football. Like, it's so boring right now. Like literally. Like, it's pointless and why. Like, we're number 2 in the polls. We shouldn't be. We're not the second best team in the country. I'm sorry.
Wow.
We'll probably get freaking wiped by Florida State Saturday.
Jay is somewhere about to wreck and hit a side pole or something like that.
He's not. Jay knows it. If you're real hurricane, we're not. The Preston Deck is not it, bro. He wasn't it at Georgia. He ain't it now.
Shout out to Carson Beck, man, following his dreams and his woman. Miss April, is there anything that jumps out to you from this season in the NCAA? Because I'm about to say, as a Carolina, I thought you for sure was gonna say something about Carolina. I thought that was what you was.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Did I
Diego
want to
Pavia
admit
took care of that.
right now?
What?
I would say Diego Pavia took care of that.
Oh wow! See, say something like that, Alan.
Vandy's better is better than I'm willing to admit.
Well, the Demon. Ooh, what?
Would they make the playoffs? I don't know about that, but better than they have been in a long time. Yes.
Yes, that is true. That is true. And I'm going to throw these out there because I thought Alan would have brought these up, and these are just some really big observations I had since I get a chance to watch college football from time to time. First of all, off the top rope, somebody's got to tell me why we didn't think that USF could beat both Boise State and Florida in the swamp. That was a huge upset to me. Okay, so somehow, some way, USF, big shouts out to you for doing what it do, taking out Boise State, going in the swamp, doing what you do. 18-16, even though it's close, it was still a victory. So I don't even care. But of course, the Boise State one was a whole decisive victory out there in the streets with 34-37. 34-7. Then, okay, there's another one. Okay, Kellen DeBoers. Hello, wake up, brother. I don't know if you know, but that Nick Saban seat, brother, that Nick Saban seat got a time limit on it. And if you ain't winning them games, boy, they gonna start ringing that bell. And then on the back end, and I have to say it because I have to put some respect on the program. Got to put some respect on the program. Clemson, Dabo Swinney. I don't know but I don't know because he's got a lifetime contract. And he literally got on there and said, we were winning every year, and now you're mad because we're losing some. Yes, Dabo. Yes. Yes, they're mad. You're losing. I'm sorry, but that is how college football is. What have you done for me lately? Mentality has crept into the crux of the NCAA. When they got that portal open, why didn't you get better players? Why couldn't we recruit better? Why are we not having better transfers? Where are the fifth-year seniors who want to get their master's in physical education who can play wide receiver? You know what I'm saying? Where is somebody that wants to get their master's in kinesiology who can play offensive line? Where are they? You know what I'm saying? Who wants to get their doctorate at you know what I'm saying, and be a podiatrist right now, but also be a good cornerback or defensive back or safety? Where are these people at, Dabo Swinney? They are looking at you because this is your program. This is Clemson. When you cross, and April knows, when you cross that line, everything in that town orange and purple. Okay, so if you're not producing for the state, if you're not producing for the state, I don't even care. Especially with the University of South Carolina actually playing pretty well. Big shouts out to USC. This is we're in dangerous territory for Dabo Swinney. I would not be surprised if it goes down as a negative on his resume, and somehow, some way, we start hearing people like Paul Feinbaum talking about buyouts at the end of the season. I don't want it to happen. I really like Dabo Swinney. I think he built them programs from the ground up. We saw what it looked like before. We saw when Watson was in there. We saw what Lawrence was looking like. We saw like 9 wide receivers that are in the league currently go through that school. But right now, I don't know if he knows what to do when these young men get to look you in the eye and say, "Hey, coach, I think I'm going to the transfer portal." What is he going to do, bro? I don't know.
To put your point on that. Go ahead, April. Go ahead.
Wait, no one cares about Clemson. No one cares. But did you see that the boy from LSU hard launched his relationship with Lane Kiffin's daughter?
Oh man,
and they play on Saturday.
They wilding. And
Yeah.
social media crept into them boys' locker rooms, man, and they doing the most right now. I can't even lie. I would never do something like that.
And to piggyback off that too, Whit, did we just also see today Mike Gundy got fired for the same exact reason?
And Mike Gundy is Oklahoma State University. Mike Gundy is football. The mullet has been there for the longest. That's a staple out there on that cat. I need you to go
Wait, so why was he fired? I saw he was fired, but why was he fired?
Because the
Because they
program
got broke boosters.
Yeah, the program's going in the tail.
Program's going in the tank, and they failed to do anything in the transfer portal. So
the program's going in the tailspin, and Mike Gundy is the person they're going to blame. But when
they were expected, the moment that Texas and Oklahoma made the move to the SEC, they were expected to be the team to be in the Big 12.
Yeah,
and they not only have they not lived up to that, they haven't won a single Big 12 game since we left.
And unfortunately, it has not happened. But, thanks, Alan, for leading us into this great conversation. We appreciate you with the top 5. We're going to have some more NCAA talk as the season goes on. I can't wait because this year it seems to be up in the air as to who will be in the Final Four in the Natty. We have no idea. Whoever we thought was going to be in the Heisman conversation, that is even I can't even tell you who's the Heisman frontrunner right now because it changes so frequently. But
well, it was our quarterback until he got hurt. So
okay,
Indiana's quarterback.
We got LSU's quarterback.
Technically, it's Carson Beck, but
technically it's Carson Beck. Well, yeah, he's balling out there in Miami, but
Carson Beck is trash.
He's literally second behind Mateer right now in the odds votes for it.
Yeah, shout out to Mateer out there doing the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is, man. It's the Rec Room Sports Show. We are here with the gang as usual. So I got to give y'all the rundown. So as usual, we got Miss Averill, Jets Girl in the building. Make sure you follow her on IG and all of the social media spots. We got my guy AP Alan Perales in the building. Alan, what it do? We appreciate you, bro. Yes, it's Hispanic Heritage Month. I had to get it right. And then, of course, Bobby G from Audible Sportscast, where sports and life meet culture. We put it together, make a little gumbo. That's my dog right there. We got to do it big for him. But somehow, some way, getting into the second hour, we got to bring in one of our good friends, a staple, a homie, an unk. That's right. We got one of them. He's out there on the West Coast, leading the charge in media in more ways than one. He had a Roku show. He had a YouTube show. And somehow, some way, he finds time to come hang with the gang. Make some noise for our guy, our favorite guest, Bo Crouch, ladies and gentlemen. Uncle Bo Crouch, how we doing?
Doing good. Always fun to hang out in the rec room.
Man, first of all, Bo, it is awesome to see you. We appreciate you, man. From looking at you on social media, you're constantly working. You're always into something. You're never at home. You're like, no, I can't never get. I'm like, dang, do you read this shit? It's like 5 hours later. God dang. But I know you're working, so I get it. I definitely get it. You know,
That's fair.
Just low key call that man a deadbeat husband.
Yeah. Also not wrong.
Wow.
Shots fired.
Thanks for being a good sport about it, though. I'm sorry. I'm a bad husband too. I got my baby up over here. My wife in the back. It's all messed up. It's just about me. But man, so part of what we've been viewing, Bo, from our side of the map, has been you traversing the world of not only football, but now the WNBA, as you have had media rights to the Seattle Storm this season, bro. And I think that's a big deal. That deserves some props right there. So big shout out to you. What has that been like? What's that adventure from your side of the spectrum then, as you've been able to ask questions, view games, be a part of the media frenzy that was around in the Seattle Storm season? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously being in the room is awesome, right? Being able to interview players and coaches and be in the press conferences, all that stuff has been awesome. Obviously, as a small media member, there's a little bit of that imposter syndrome that sneaks into your mind because I'm sitting there at the media tables and the people sitting directly next to me is Fox Sports and CBS and NBC, and I'm like, hi. So, so there is some of that, right? But no, it has been awesome. The other thing is, you probably didn't see this because I couldn't get into the games, but I also had my media credentials for the Liberty. So, I got to.
You said that real fast. You got to go to the Liberty games as well.
Well, I couldn't because I'm poor, and so I couldn't fly to New York all the time. But they did allow me to Zoom call in to their press conferences, and which is the same thing I got to do with the Storm for their away games. So I got to be involved in every press conference the Storm had the whole season. So it was very cool. Obviously, being at the game, you get the pregame player interviews, stuff like that. But yeah, no. So, I mean, it was an awesome experience. Obviously, you get some inside knowledge as well because NECA is the president of the Players Association. So they have a CBA contract that's coming up. The timeline for it is the end of next month. The thing that a lot of people aren't really talking about is, people keep making fun of them wanting to make more money because they keep looking about the last few years when they were losing money. They're subsidized by the NBA. And that's where people are like, oh, yeah, they want more money, but it's not making money. And that's just because they're not paying attention. If you look at what is in line for the WNBA, they just signed an 11-year, $2.2 billion TV contract, and they want they're not going for anything unprecedented here. They want the same kind of percentage rate that every other sport does, right? It's not like they're looking for something above and beyond or crazy or anything like that. They want the same kind of pay rate that every other professional sport has. So unfortunately for them, there is a lot of pushback. What's going to be wild about the WNBA, not just the Storm, but just the league in general, is because of this CBA coming up. You also have 2 expansion teams coming in, one in Portland, one in Toronto. So they do a supplemental draft similar to the NHL, where they get to try and steal players. But what's going to be wild about this is 90% of the players didn't have contracts beyond this CBA because they knew there was going to be more money coming. So about 90% of the league is free agents, which means every team you see right now will look nothing like it does next year. Even the team that's going to go win, everyone's a free agent. So if somebody wants to go buy a ring this next year, even if it's one of the expansion teams, this next year is the year that can happen. And then, on the Storm front, Coach Quinn got fired yesterday.
Wow.
So they said her contract will not be renewed. So we're going into next year here in Seattle with one player on the roster, the one player that doesn't want to be here, and everyone else is a free agent. So, and no coach. So it's going to be wild. Even if you just started watching WNBA, this is an off season you want to watch.
Wow. Yeah. Thanks for putting us on point because, of course, even though they jokingly talk about the increase of pay that the women turned down originally, it's about that bread. I mean, more money. We got to keep it real. You said 11 billion, right?
So 11-year, 2.2 billion. So it's 200 billion a year.
Wow. Okay. So somehow, some way, that type of include, even though I think the numbers that I was reading about was that the initial offer that they put out there was for double. That still would not be the equivalent of what the men make with that type of contract extension. Is that correct?
So basically what they're not looking for a defined number, right? And that's what the ownership groups of the of the league are looking for. What they want is something similar to the NBA, the NFL, is they want that 50% revenue share, right? This is a league that's going to move forward. So they don't want to have this stagnant pay rate. They want something that grows with the sport, which is smart. And literally every other professional sport does it. So the fact that at least I want to say I might be misquoting NECA here, but I want to say that at least 10 of the 13 teams were pushing back on it, on trying to get that pay rate. Now, obviously, there's 2 more teams coming. There's 3 more after that over the next, 3 years. So this team ultimately gets to 18 teams. The TV contract is huge. It makes all the sense in the world to protect the product that you just landed and started to grow. I mean, they set the record for viewership over a month ago for the year, like all time, right? So, and they still had a month of basketball to play. So yeah, I mean, it's been impressive, the growth that they're on. But if the ownership doesn't get on board, there may not be a WNBA season next year. It may be a lockout, which would decimate the growth that they have. It also puts that TV contract in danger because now you're looking at something that you have a contract for that you don't even get the opening season of.
That's some tough sledding. Yeah, Bobby, I know you had something to say. Go ahead and throw it up there for Bo.
Yeah, no, just to piggyback off of what he's saying though, like this would be unprecedented. This may be the first time in the history of sports the players have screw 100. They have 200% leverage in this situation because didn't we just finish playing in a league created by players that got a lot of like we don't have to go back to the WNBA. They can just make Unrivaled the new WNBA, get their own TV deal, and own everything. So,
and Rival already expanded
leverage in the situation.
And look,
Rival already expanded to more teams for this season already. So,
and I was going to say people like Kennedy Carter is not hurt playing overseas right now. Shout out, she is hurt. If you don't follow Kennedy Carter on Instagram, she is having a great time. I promise you, playing overseas right now.
Well, and they're still in the mode because they're not making great money in the W. That all these ladies are used to playing overseas anyway. I mean, half of the Storm are headed overseas right now to go play in leagues over there. So Dom and Gabby are both headed to Turkey currently. So, I mean, it's just it's interesting that they are picking right now when they're finally getting some traction. The ownership doesn't want to move forward. That's a wild stance to me.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say, talk about people with money as if I don't have any, but this is a true thing that when you have it like that, you want to keep it and you don't like to expand your pocket to give it to other people. I think that's a connotation that we are currently witnessing. Even though the product will get better, they will make more money. I think in the long run, they don't want to give it away at the top of the list now, but it's crazy to see that. And then of course, I would be remiss to say that the product over time has not gotten better. I mean, you've got an opportunity to lay your eyes on it, watch multiple games, see some other teams. Just from your standpoint, like, were you not engaged just a little? And the product, and when I say the product, I'm talking about like in the arena and on the court. It's much better than it was. Am I lying?
No. I mean, so it's been a little different here in Seattle. Seattle's had a good team really for the whole duration, right? I mean, they've only missed the playoffs since becoming a team like 6 or 7 times. I mean, they're 4-time champions. So, I mean, the Storm is a little but when you go to a Storm game, you also got to remember the NBA stole our Sonics. So we are a basketball hungry environment. So when you get into the stadium, it's 12,000 people routinely.
Yeah, it's starved of basketball. This is true, and we're gonna drop one of them bombs because I love the fact that somehow, some way, you had credentials to both the Storm and to the Liberty games. You just zoom on into the conference and all that.
And just a minor middle finger to OKC. Don't care about the championship. Wish you would have lost it.
No, please don't get Alan started.
Hold on, I gotta polish this, make sure it's shining up real nice.
The NBA season is on the horizon. Please let's not get Alan started about OKC.
Hey, also, my Rangers have done what the Mariners couldn't do, and that's win a championship. Also,
oh Lord,
They have. Although my Mariners are looking pretty solid.
I like them over the Astros right now, so I'll give them that.
The Astros might not even make the playoffs.
Cal Raleigh's my MVP. I'll just say that.
I was just about to say, Al, don't talk about the Astros not making the playoffs. Alan will have a rant about that too. But as we get into it, thanks both for telling us all about your time. On the sidelines of the Seattle Storm. I can't wait to hear about your next adventure in the off season. But somehow, some way, man, we gotta get into where you butter your bread, brother. We got to talk about the NFL. So let's go ahead and get it. And you go ahead.
You tell me.
Oh, we got some questions for you, bro.
We got to get rid of that zesty. Come on, man.
Listen, bro. We got to represent for him, especially since he's a Steeler now. So bro knows the NFL highlights from this season thus far. We haven't had an opportunity to talk with you through the first 3 weeks, bro. And a lot has happened. Injuries have happened, victories have happened. Teams that normally win are not winning. So just from off the top of your head, what is something that is just a little bit shocking to you from the past 3 weeks of NFL football?
Man, so obviously probably the one that is the biggest shock is what the Colts are doing. They, Daniel Jones is looking like a real quarterback. And I don't know if it says more about Daniel Jones or more about how dysfunctional New York football teams are. And why I say it that way is Jets or Giants, doesn't matter, man.
Sell the team.
I only say it that way because clearly cultivating quarterback talent is not what they do. Either one of them, right? I mean, when you look at the Jets, and I'm looking at the Jets girl already mad, but hear me out. There's a reason Zach Wilson is in Miami. And it's because you look at Geno Smith. He leaves the Jets. Terrible tenure. Goes to a couple of competent teams. Starts playing well. You have Sam Darnold. Leaves the Jets. Goes and spends a couple times with some coaches that know what they're doing. Has an amazing year with the Vikings. So now you're looking at Zach Wilson. They're like, okay, overdrafted, didn't develop, spend some time with Sean Payton. They're like, hey, you know what? We'll take a flyer on him. He's free, and maybe we get something out of him. You look at the Giants, similarly, not exactly cultivating talent under center. So, yeah, man, what the Colts are doing, moving on from Anthony Richardson, although he was severely overdrafted at 4th overall. This is definitely the best situation Daniel Jones has been in. So that's probably the biggest shock for me.
Not only that, but you're now benching Russell Wilson for Jackson Dart in New York. So
yeah, let's go.
Brian Daboll is either desperately trying to save his job or desperately trying to get fired out of New York. One of the two.
He has to get fired. Him and McDaniel are in a race to who gets fired first.
The fact that you put up 450 yards of total, or more than that, like 500 some yards of total offense against the team that can't defend the pass worth crap and still lost is very eye-opening. Because people are like, oh, the Giants have hope. They have a good offense. Yeah, Kansas City proved that wrong Sunday night. So,
I know you want. I know you want to come back at me.
No,
I can see your face. I know you want to.
All right, Bob. I haven't led into it. Since you brought it up, I'll just follow up with that. Probably another big surprise this season: Kansas City Chiefs. How they're doing. What's the problem, man? What's the problem, and how do they fix it?
Well, I mean, the biggest problem for them is just injuries, right? I mean, you can't have your top 2 receivers out and expect to be awesome. You have an older Kelsey, and it's funny because he dropped weight. He looks like he's in better shape, but he's not any faster than he was last year. So that was the thing we thought last year, right? Is he looked a little bit sluggish, right? And then you see him this year and you're like, okay, he got into the gym in the off season, whatever. But what he didn't get was any of that speed back. Right. He's still like a step slower. So when you see him moving around out there, he looks like a tight end too. And then you're missing your top 2 receivers. That's tough sledding, man, especially in a division that everybody has got better, right? The Chargers are better. The Broncos are better. I mean, the Raiders, they're not great, but they're interesting. Right. So, I mean, it's all of a sudden that division becomes much harder to come out of. And, if you're losing key pieces, yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with you on this one. It's crazy to see the teams that we thought would be world beaters, so to speak, in 1 and 2 and 0 and 2, and then last night we got a glimpse of Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens. And then we also got a glimpse of the good side of the Detroit Lions. So my question for you is, a team like the Lions, who lost both coordinators who became head coaches, is this really indicative of the Dan Campbell serum? Is everybody biting kneecaps off? Insert coach name here, and they're still going to be doing their thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that you're seeing what you are is a great indicator that this is Dan Campbell's system no matter what, right? So it's not like you get a new OC and you just stop going for it on 4th down, stuff like that. I mean, everything that he has his team ready to do, they still do. Is your play caller different? Sure. Does it have some tweaks over last year? Of course. But at the end of the day, the operation that wants to be ran is Dan Campbell the whole way. So, I mean, that's not a huge shock. They have most of their team back. Most of that defense is healthy now. So, I mean, that's the Lions being good isn't a big shock, really. The Ravens looking as bad as they do, especially on defense, is a little bit of a shock. But, at the same time, you're playing the Lions. So, I mean, you're playing top-notch teams. It's not like they had something like that happen and they were playing the Panthers or the Titans or something, right? So, I mean, it's, you're going against another team that's looking to be in the Super Bowl.
Speaking of Tennessee, I know we had Sam on here earlier. How long before for Brian Callahan is adios out of Tennessee? Because it seems like a lot of Titans fans are already calling for his job.
I feel bad for Sam because I feel like just every other year they're like, let's blow it up. It's like, it's still blown up, man. Like
it's still exploding as we speak right now.
Just finish it off. And like,
we haven't even put out the last fire yet.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I feel bad for him because like he's about it, right? Like he's in the stadium. He is dressed up, ready to rock. I feel like he is more dedicated than everybody in that front office.
Yep.
So now,
so
okay.
So
who's going to go first?
Go ahead. Go ahead,
April.
So this is what I'm gonna say about my Jets. And this is why I've been quiet. Dan Campbell won 3 games his first season. Next season, he won 9. Aaron Glenn comes from that same tree. I'm fine with that.
And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So this is my only issue, and it has less to do with coaching there and more to do with the front office. And why I say that is, you take a look at we'll go with last year, right? And you fire Saleh, defensive coach, right? You had an offense that couldn't do anything, but you had a defense that was top 5, despite the fact that they were on the field all day, right? You fire him, you elevate the DC into your head coach. Weird, but okay. And then you demote your OC. Okay. So then in the offseason, they're like, hey, you know what? We have all these defensive players. That's something we do good. How about we just go get another DC? The thing is what's frustrating to watch is they never address the side of the ball that they really struggle on. And then you go and get Justin Fields, and you're just like, okay, you got a guy that also went to a place that doesn't develop quarterback play, which was the Bears, right? And then he goes to the Steelers, where he didn't look great, right? I mean, he won 4 games, but really those 4 wins were because the defense were scoring points, not because he did anything particularly well. And then they move all their chips into the middle for Justin Fields to come do something there. And you watch that and you're just like, but you guys haven't developed a quarterback in 30 years, right? I mean, your last quarterback that elevated his game in any way was Sanchez, which isn't like, that's not.
Bringing that up, because I'm about to talk about that tomorrow. So bringing that up, let's go back to Sanchez. So they drafted him out of USC. First 2 seasons went to the AFC Championship, but we didn't win. Instead of bringing in someone to help him, a coach to help him, they bring in Tim Tebow, and we get the bat fumble game.
You're actually proving my point, though.
I know, and that's what pisses me off.
So, but that's why my biggest thing with the Jets, right? Like their front office is what is frustrating, and I'm not a Jets fan, but just as a football fan, I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, they literally are riding the bike and then just shoving a broom in the front spokes. Like, that is all the time. I don't understand it.
It's been a historical thing with the Jets, too, because if you want to go back to, like, the 80s when they drafted Ken O'Brien over Dan Marino, that was another questionable decision by the organization. You draft Kyle Brady instead of Warren Sapp.
So, just let me ask you this. As a Jets fan, are you just like, will you please sell the team to somebody that's like kind of competent and can like get?
Oh, that's me. That's me.
That is her.
Play it again. Play it again. That's me.
Sell team.
That's me.
Team.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
At the very least, Joe Namath sold his soul so you can win Super Bowl III.
Yep.
Hey, and not for that, we wouldn't have the NFL as it is today. So kudos to that.
Hey, not even mad.
And honestly, I'm gonna need somebody to go. Whatever they did in Detroit to break whatever curse that was in the end zone, they did something. Somebody please go do that in New York, or Joe Namath. You gotta do something. Like, something has got to give. Like, this is just.
Keep Joe Namath as far away from football and women as possible.
Joe, Broadway Joe, he used to get a little frisky. You know what I'm saying? But
the funny thing about that Jets team too, they didn't even win their own division. They just slightly got into the Super Bowl that year. Obviously, nobody gave him a chance because they're facing Johnny Unitas. But then all of a sudden, Namath comes out. We're going to win the game. I guarantee it.
Hey,
and we look and see how it happened. So,
hey, and sometimes saying stuff like that works, and sometimes it's Hasselbeck saying we want the ball and we're going to score.
I was about to bring that up.
And, I mean, all things being equal, he did throw a touchdown pass. So
it
wasn't to our team. Hey,
it was to Al Harris, but yeah,
it was beautiful though. It was straight to him.
Yeah.
So look, bro. As we continue to crawl, we're kind of crawling into like the recent week or so of the NFL with our questioning, right? One of the things that stand out to me for sure is the quarterback play of one or two teams, one going down and the other seemingly coming up a little bit. The Houston Texans CJ Stroud, like for me, I think for me, the idea of letting a all-time Pro Bowl looking playing left tackle like Laramie Tunsil go to the Commanders was one thing, but then we talked about coaching and we're talking about development. We saw Caleb Williams look really good for like 3 weeks, even though even though the games look a little mishmashy. I feel like at one point in time, Caleb Williams and CJ Stroud were like this, the Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other and they're still, that Spider-Man. Like,
Are we watching the same games?
I was gonna say, was that Caleb Williams? Was that Caleb Williams, or was that the Dallas defense? Because to me, that was the Dallas defense.
There it goes. See, there it goes. So that's my point. Is it because of the teams that they're playing that CJ Stroud looks good and that Caleb Williams looks better? Like, where would you put the emphasis on the development of two quarterbacks who both have the franchises strapped to their back right now, technically?
So, man, how to answer that?
It's a lot of factors. I know it's a lot of factors. It's a lot.
So, I mean, I guess here's the thing. Dallas, I mean, you had Diggs give up on the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone on this panel could have caught passes against Diggs against what we saw on Sunday. So, yeah, I don't know that I'd put a ton of stock in like, oh, he made an amazing pass. It's like, yeah, you know what? It's easy to complete when there's no one in the picture, right? Like if you got a dude running free and there's nobody within 15 yards of him and you can just lob it, you know what fast receivers can do? Get under the ball. So, I don't put a lot of stock in it. Honestly, to me, Caleb Williams is kind of underachieved for what it is that Bears team has, right? They finally got the coach they want. They have a solid defense, right? They have weapons. They fixed the entire interior of their offensive line. The only thing you need him to do now is complete passes. And if you remember against the Vikings, he had more wide open. That was another one where he was 10 yards open and he missed him by 10 yards. So, I mean, like he's gone out of his way to hurt himself. Now, do I think he gets better through the season? Sure. It's first year with the coach. And I mean, like there's a lot of things that can happen. And can you feel good about a season where they don't necessarily win? Sure. Because if he looks solid in a division that's going to cannibalize itself and maybe you miss the playoffs, but you're an 8-win team or something, you can actually still feel kind of good about what it is you could see out of it. Unfortunately, what we are seeing is, what you are seeing is, him melting down in key moments and, having trouble hitting wide open targets when they're there. And so, I don't know, there's a lot of questions still. When it comes to CJ Stroud, man, the Texans, they don't look sharp, right? Like they don't look like they're always playing on the same page. And, that's a coaching thing because it's not like they don't have talent. So that's something we're going to have to watch. And of course you're getting into the time of year where we're looking at week 4 already. Right. So, I mean, you're looking at these things slow starts are over. Like you got to go. So that'll be the real question for teams like the Texans.
I got you. Now, this is, once again, we're getting into, more recent times in my mind and with the lines of question. And once again, everybody, we got Bo Crouch in the building from Football Talk with Bo. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe on his hard working self because he be out here in the streets. Okay. In real life, the other day, we saw a defense pretty much overpower how suspect a aging quarterback could be. And then we saw another team with a aging quarterback and their defense kind of let them down a little bit. So let's get into it when we talk about Bobby's Cleveland Browns and nobody on the panels New York Giants, as we just found out that Uncle Russ is being benched for Jackson Dart, one of our first rookies to make a guest appearance in this NFL season. So, in comparison, once again, it's not apples to apples. It's kind of apples to oranges. The defense of the Cleveland Browns is sustaining Joe Flacco, you think?
Yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco's not the answer. He was never the answer. Like, even when he played good there, last year, right?
Year before, 23.
Or year before, yeah.
Year before, yeah, he was out, yeah.
So the year before, you look at it and you're like, okay, he's throwing for, 300 yards a game, which, cool. And then you are looking at the stat that matters is his touchdown to interception ratio are almost the same. It was almost 1-to-1. And so you're just like, I mean, yeah, like he was better than what was there, but it's not like he was killing it. So, now you have the Browns in the weirdest quarterback room ever. I guess my big question really for Bobby is what is the direction here? Because I mean, obviously Flacco's not your answer all season. Gabriel is your guy that fits your offense better. You're like schematically, right? Yeah. But you still have Shador there. You go get Zappy because I guess why not have every quarterback possible?
Snoop Huntley one time, right? Didn't they get Snoop over the season?
Yeah, but that was because guys were hurt in the preseason. Yeah. So that was just to get him through the preseason. He was never going to make the team. But for them to go get Zappy for the practice squad, I mean, you're carrying 4, technically 5, but I don't count Deshaun because, really he's going to be gone. But, so you're looking at this thing and you're just like, what is your path forward? Because it's not clear.
It's not weird. It's just, nobody understands the inner working. First of all, like Shador learned a lot from Joe Flacco in training camp preseason.
Sure.
However, coming into the season, he's going to be the starter. What isn't he going to have time to do? Spend that same time with Shador. So what do? You bring in another veteran quarterback. You got a question. You need to understand something. You want to know what's going on. Talk to that guy. Second, everybody's talking about put Shador on the practice squad. They don't really know how to practice NFL practice squads work. You don't just get to go in there and just go off and gunsling. They come up with plays. They like to run this set and do this, and when they do this, the ball goes here. Throw the ball here. So it's not like he's just Willie Beeman out there in practice. It's not like that. So, and if you don't do exactly what the coach needs you to do to prep the defense, you're gonna get cussed out. This is big boy football. Go get Bailey Zappi to get cussed out. We need our rookies to hold that clipboard, learn.
You gonna trade him? You gonna trade him?
No, you're not gonna trade him. Like
trade him.
The Shador mob needs to calm down. Shador, please calm down. He chose to be in Cleveland. Why would we trade him? Like he literally picked Cleveland over Philadelphia and Baltimore. Like
also wild.
Really, it's not when you think about it. Who would you rather compete with, Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts, or Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel?
I think I would rather go to a organization that has a history of success.
To sit the bench, sure.
I mean, you're on the bench anyway.
You could, yeah, but he's going to play this season. Like, the direction he's going to play, they're just waiting to get past what they thought was going to be this brutal gauntlet of the first 6 weeks of the schedule, which is turning out to be not as bad as they thought. But he'll probably Dylan Gabriel will probably be the starter after we get back from London, if not before.
Yeah, I could see that on the way back from London starting.
Yeah. Thanks for beating Green Bay, by the way. Really appreciate it.
Y'all got perfect timing. Y'all got perfect timing because y'all know where I'm going with this one. Here, I got another one for you, Bo. Okay, so we missed the entire saga during the offseason. We love Micah. I love Micah. I had a conversation with Micah. We reached an agreement. We brought his agent in. I told his agent to kiss my ass. Okay, so somehow, some way, we didn't get to talk to you, Bo, because you were busy during the offseason when we got to watch Uncle Jerry somewhat make a fool of himself, maybe a little bit. I don't know, and not understand that the new generation of player, such as Michael Parsons, has social media. He has people in his ear. He's got his agent. and everybody's going, yo, he was playing you. How do you what's your take on the trade of Michael Parsons to Green Bay? Because we all talked about it, I think a week or so ago. Green Bay was already top 11 or 12 last season. They had Michael Parsons. This is almost indicative of what they did with Reggie White 20 years ago. You know what I mean? And then, but on the opposite side, this is almost Herschel. Now is Herschel Walker the Herschel Walker trade all over again?
Yeah.
So kind of go through that. Both sides for us. Both the Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. Oh my God. We got. Let's see who just. I see somebody who just jumped in. Go ahead, Scott. I appreciate you, Scott. We're gonna get you in here in just a minute. Yeah, both. Like I said, either side, the Green Bay side and the Dallas side. Run through it a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it makes all the sense in the world for Green Bay. On the Dallas side, it's interesting that you would decide, hey, you know what? We should make the team that knocked us out of the playoffs better. That's generally the trip I like to take. I mean, it seems like you would at least, like, if your plan was to get rid of the guy, do it earlier. Do it before the draft. Go get some real draft capital for him, because they really kind of got less for him than they should have. I mean, Dude Wipes shouldn't be sponsoring the Cleveland Browns. They should be sponsoring Jerry Jones directly. Like, but I mean, obviously, they make the move. They get some draft picks for him. It does alleviate some of their cap issues, which, isn't the first thing. Obviously, they get Kenny, right, which helps them with run defense, which they were really terrible at. So their run defense is noticeably better than it was a year ago, right? The problem is they don't have a pass rush anymore, and their DBs don't care about football. So, anything deep is pretty much wide open all day. So, but you can stop the run, I guess. So cool.
You can do something. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm looking at the Cowboys. It would make so much sense if they were just like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and trade Dak. Let's trade CD. Let's rip this thing down and actually do something useful. Get a bunch of picks, rebuild this thing. Because if Jerry Jones is still good at doing anything, he's good on draft day, right? Like, he can get talent in the draft. He can't sign a free agent to save his life, but he can get draft day picks. He can kill those. So if they can go amass a bunch of picks, rebuild their team, and then during the season, he can go orbit Mars and leave his team alone, I think this team could probably actually do something, because it's not for a lack of talent. This team has had a ton of talent over the years. He is just such a drama queen that he needs all the attention on him, and he can't have a coach that will coach. You got to have a coach that's like, yeah, and claps a lot. Unfortunately, that doesn't win when it comes to the playoffs.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm a fan of Schottenheimer. I love what he's done as kind of the leader of this group. The problem is, he doesn't really have anybody to help him with that. I mean, your best wide receiver just went down to injury, so there goes your offense. I wasn't upset about the Micah trade. I'm upset at how it happened and when it happened. Because if you do it a week before the season, yeah, that's going to ruffle some feathers the wrong way. And like you said, Diggs has been his running mate for like 3-4 years now. Yeah, Diggs just pretty much quit. He's pretty much done with this team right now. And here's the thing, though. They weren't going to be good with Micah. Because like you said, they have such a deficiency in the secondary. The linebackers aren't that great. One guy is not going to make a difference for your defense. Sure, it'll help. But I could kind of understand the trade. I wish you could have gotten more for Micah, but now it's just drama. It's this drama because Jerry's now saying, "Oh, Micah's not getting a tribute video. He hasn't done he's not getting the Emmitt Smith treatment or whatnot." And I'm like, Jerry, just shut up. Just shut up. Let the players play. Let everything happen. You don't need to be involved in everything. Like, let the team handle itself, and also fire Matt Eberflus because he has not done crap.
Nobody thought he was going to, honestly, but
I didn't like the hire to begin with. I don't know why he was even a part of this organization. I get it; he's been here before, but that didn't work the last time either. So,
Yeah. And to answer Jay's question there, no, anytime you are an owner GM or a coach GM, or there's a reason those are two full-time jobs in and of themselves. And so 0 times has that ever looked great. We got a firsthand look at a coach GM when we had Holmgren, and everybody can agree Holmgren is probably going to be a Hall of Fame coach, right? Fantastic coach. Wins a Super Bowl with Green Bay, got to a Super Bowl here in Seattle. But when he was here and he was doing the dual role later in his tenure here, you know what we didn't do is win a lot of games, because you're spending way too much time split between 2 jobs and you can't do either one of them effectively. So to answer that question, is there a great owner GM? Not for any amount of time. Like you might be able to figure it out for a year, but there is a reason why all of these have a person for them.
Okay. Hey, look at this. Hold on, wait a minute. Looks like we've got some developments in the green room. We got a gentleman who I consider to be one of the greatest handicappers in Let's Talk Sports history. I see him down there. We're gonna go ahead and bring him in. I see Bobby G's got another question. Let's go ahead and make some noise for our guy, Scott.
Hi, this is Jerry from Dallas. First time call, long time listener. I have a question for Bo. Would you happen to want to trade Ken Walker to our team? We could use another running back. Any chance?
No. We're good on running back. I'll decline that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't work anyway. Charbonnet's hurt, so
yeah.
So no, we can't trade away running back 1.
I could talk to Ken Walker myself and get him to Dallas if he wants.
See, and that's a conversation I want to be in the room for.
Someone laced his pudding cup again.
Right.
Quick question. I've just hopped on for a couple of minutes. I'm at work, so I just wanted to ask about the Seahawks. The new offense, how effective has it been so far? I know Walker had a great game, but last week he didn't have a great game, but he got in the box twice. So
yeah, so it's evolving, right? And I mean, you're talking about a coach in his second year, a defense that it's kind of their second year. The offense is their first year, right? And so this is something that I fully expect to get better as the season goes. But I mean, you know, we're seeing a lot of touches from Horton, right? Which is a rookie that he's actually why MVS got dispatched from the team, because they needed to make sure they could keep Horton on the roster. You know, Kupp has looked good in the touches that he's had, but our offensive line is still kind of coming together, right? We got a lot of new pieces. I mean, basically we kept our 2 tackles, and then we rearranged things and drafted a guy. And so the interior is still a little soft, right? And so that being said, they've looked good. I mean, outside of a meltdown late, they beat the Niners, you know, in week 1, right? So they fall apart in that fourth quarter. Niners steal that win. But after that, I mean, they've looked good. Obviously, I don't put a lot of stock against the Saints because the Saints are terrible.
Right.
Like,
right.
They're just a bad team, top to bottom. Like everybody, if you're playing a survivor pool, bet against the Saints every week. You'll probably be in the final round.
No, they're playing the Patriots in a couple weeks, so no shot that'll happen. So,
I mean, they're going to get beat up by the Bills this week.
Oh, I'm definitely, no doubt.
That's my survivor pick this week.
Yeah, that is mine too. That's mine too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bobby G. You had one more, right?
Yep, one more. First, let me know when you got a Thursday free, but we gotta get you on the post game show.
So Thursday's gonna be hard. And the only reason I say that is I used to do the sports bar series where I'd go to a different sports bar across Western Washington every Thursday night. This particular year, I'm doing my Pick'em show the hour preceding Thursday Night Football, and I am doing those live from Crucible Brewing every Thursday. So we're doing our Pick'em show directly through the game. So I'll actually be tearing all that stuff down to then get back home. So doing it after the game on a Thursday will be exceedingly difficult.
Still doing. We already established your deadbeat husband. Keep it up. Come on the show. But no. Final score aside, and we already not excluding quarterback situation. What do you think of the Browns rookie class, other than the QBs, and over or under 250 yards? Detroit Lions on our defense Sunday.
You know, it's funny because I actually like your team. As far as the construction, like it's good enough to win. It's just the quarterback is an essential piece.
No, but I'm talking just the rookie class, like Schlesinger, Mason Graham.
Thanks, Uncle Scott, for dropping in.
Again, like I like the talent all across it. Rookies, veterans, like I actually like the team as it's constructed. I just wish you guys had something under center. That being said, as far as the Lions, man, they've been like, you don't know which Lions are showing up. Like if you see the Lions that you just saw, I mean, over. You know, but if you see the Lions that opened the season up, you're like, I mean, so that's a good question. That's a good question. I would still hit the over, and the only reason I say that is because I don't trust your ability to consistently move the ball, and that'll give their offense more opportunities, which allows them to get to that over. If you had consistent play, I would say the under, honestly, because I really do like your defense. But because they're going to get extra opportunities, I think they hit the over.
That's fair.
Oh, okay. So we got it in. Look at that, guys. We're reaching the top of the second hour. So you know what? Oh, and Uncle Scott's back in. Jumping in real quick. Guys, look. We got to do it. We're going to go ahead, folks. Stay right here. Don't go anywhere. We got to go ahead and do the rundown real quick. Hey, everybody, make sure you know this is the Red Bull Sports Hub. I'm your boy, Whit. I was #1 draft pick. And yes, I do put ranch on my hot wings. And then also we got our guy, A.P. Allen. Paralysis? How are we saying it today? I'm just kidding. We got Alan Paralysis in the building, man. Once again, thanks so much, Alan. We can't wait for you to come back in October. What else you got on your schedule? For the usual, podcasting work you got down.
So Scott and I, obviously a part of Lock It In on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday we talk college football. Sunday we do NFL, prop bets, and stuff like that. Sunday night as well, we have the Sunday night post-game show, which this week I might be drinking a lot because it's the Cowboys and Packers. So, I'm not going to like that one, am I? But then, other than that, baseball show tomorrow night. We're going to be obviously talking about the playoff teams. Almost the entire National League has already been decided except for one team. Meanwhile, it's just Toronto and New York are the only American League teams right now. So, and we did officially get eliminated tonight. So,
wow, tough road.
I'm sorry, I did want y'all to go.
Yeah, we got beat again by Minnesota. It was not good.
All right, and on that note, Miss Jets girl, we love you coming in the building, so we got to say thank you again. What do you have going on this week, ma'am? Are you busy? You going anywhere?
Catch me every Thursday after Thursday night football with Bobby G and Walcott Bar. I was leading by 1 point. None of my teams did anything that they were supposed to do this week, so I know Bobby G probably has one up on me, but I was leading the guys for 2 weeks in a row. I had the most points. So.
Ball claps. Bobby G, you a busy man too, bro. You know what I'm saying? You also in the running for Father of the Year as well. What you got going on for the rest of the week, bro?
Tomorrow, catch me and Big Mike from the Man Cave. Game time 216. That's at 2:16 Eastern. We're talking all Cleveland sports. Of course, Thursday night, like April just mentioned, me, her, Wildcard Mar, the Thursday night post game. What is I can't remember the matchup this week, but whatever game plays, grab your beer, join us after. And then on Friday, of course, the original Audible
Oh, it's
Sports
the Battle of the Birds.
Oh yeah,
Seahawks and Cardinals.
Seahawks Cardinals. Yeah. So and then Friday the original Audible Sports Podcast with Sports with Life and Culture, with Wildcard Mar. Don't know what we're going to be talking about yet, but it'll be funny.
Gotcha. Then of course we gotta ask Uncle Scott. What night is the shuffleboard night again though? But you working, Scott? I know you're working, so
It's tomorrow night. Me and Jerry are against the rest of the nursing home. So no.
What you got on your bill, Scott? Because I know you're gonna be with the crew locking it on this weekend. You got anything else? Tell us all about it.
Yeah, the baseball. I'm basically with Alan. Wherever Alan is, that's where I go. So Wednesday night baseball show. Thursday night, let's talk sports. False start Thursdays, picking every game against the spread, locking in this weekend, and then Sunday night post game. And I may have to talk Alan off the ledge a little bit, but we'll try to do it.
Yeah, man, can't wait for this weekend's lock it in.
I provide him with this daily Metamucil, so he's good.
All right, guys. We're getting closer to the top of the hour. So you know what that means, man. We go ahead and do. Guess what? We got the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth topic. The fifth topic.
That's right, y'all. We got the fifth topic coming up. And we got Bo in the building, so we gotta do it. We gotta talk about it, guys. We're gonna go ahead and wait. All right. Is there a clear-cut MVP candidate this early in the season, or is it way too early to talk MVP? And if there is, who we got in mind, guys? And of course, everybody can give me one. We'll start at the top. Uncle Scott, you got an MVP candidate, or is it too damn early to talk about it?
It's too early, but if I was to pick anybody, it has to either be Jonathan Taylor or Daniel Jones right now.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, who saw the Colts? Who saw the Colts coming? I mean, did anybody see the 3-0 Colts coming? And then
not the 3-0 Colts, no.
Not the 3-0 Colts. So Jonathan Taylor is the number one running back in the NFL right now, in basically all stats. So I would lean toward either Daniel Jones or Jonathan Taylor right now, but it's still way too early to pick one out.
Right. Okay, Miss April, let's go ahead and get you because I know we got Uncle Bo. We're gonna hold him hostage. Hey, Miss April, if you had a MVP, who would it be, or is it too damn early to talk about an MVP?
I think it's way too early in the season. We still have a lot of teams that I feel haven't faced real teams yet to see. Are they really up to something this season, or is it just a bust and they played some really bad teams early in the season? And you know who I'm talking about. Like I said, the Colts have until after week 4 for me to give my opinion on them. But if I had to pick somebody like today, Justin Herbert. I don't know. This season is weird. He's playing really well, and he's making me take notice. So if I had to pick somebody today, Justin Herbert has my vote.
Wow. Okay. AP, Alan, you're a sports watching guy. If you had to pick an MVP candidate, who would you pick, or is it too damn early?
Oh, here comes the Dak Prescott love.
It is too early. It's not Dak. Please, for the love of God, don't put that on me. Not right now. It is too early, but yes, my quarterback is in Dallas, but there's also another guy that I've been a fan of since 2016, and that is Baker Mayfield. That would be, if I had to pick somebody right now, it would be Baker Mayfield.
Wow. Okay. See, I was waiting on somebody to say that. But anyway, hey, Bobby G, I know it might not even be your own quarterback, but I know you got an eye on one. And is that person the MVP, or is it too damn early, bro?
I'm just gonna go at it. It'll never happen, but just because this image exists, I'm going Myles Garrett. There's an image floating around, and if you've seen it, there are literally 3 people blocking Myles Garrett, and the rest of the offensive line is just on the other side of the field. Like, if you demand that much attention, like you got to earn something.
Yeah, defensive player of the year might not be enough for Myles Garrett this year. And then, of course, Bo, if you had your eye on a quarterback this year, man, who would it be? Or is it too damn early?
The fact that Daniel Jones is being brought up in this conversation is how you know it is too damn early. What are we doing right now? But I agree. Herbert has looked great. So I could lead that way. I could actually also entertain Josh Allen potentially going back to back. The way that he, has won some of these games it has been impressive. So, but that being said, I would lean towards Herbert as it sits today. I don't believe Daniel Jones is that dude. I think this is the best situation he's been in, but let's pump the brakes. Like he hasn't beat anybody cool yet. Let's let him play some real teams.
Right, and
that's why I said after week 4.
Yeah.
After week 4 is a good one, and then of course I'm gonna put it out there. If it is too early, but if I had to pick somebody right now, it would be a really close tie between somebody who gets a lot of props, who gets a lot of name recognition. His name's been dropping. It's pretty much the beginning of the season with their first win, and that's Justin Herbert. It looks good. Harbaugh goes out there and says he's the best quarterback that I've ever worked with. Gives him a ton of props, and of course the maturation that we've seen. Like I don't doubt. Like I watch a lot of NFL Network, and when they do that quarterback view, where you see how off-centered he is when he's throwing these footballs, 40 yards in the air to Keenan Allen, who we thought was washed. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I think that's great. But then I gotta give props to Baker Mayfield. These fourth quarter comebacks and these fourth quarter drives, I think he's on 24, which is the most in the league right now, where somehow, some way, the people on that team believe in him and they don't care what the circumstance is. Baker Mayfield goes out there and holds both of them in his hand and says, take a look. I don't know. I don't have to go into detail, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He holds both of them right there in front of everybody and puts them on the table and has been winning games for a Bucks team, which right now is going to go through a little bit of a drag because of some injuries. But when they lost Liam Cohen to Jacksonville, because you got to remember Baker Mayfield went down there and made him look that good that he is now a head coach. And that's something that I can appreciate because I do live in Jacksonville, but at the same time, one of my favorite family members is a huge Bucks fan, so I got to throw it up there for Baker Mayfield. So again, it's too damn early, y'all. It's way too early. But there goes our MVPs for now.
I got a question for you then. And I'm with you because Baker's looked great since he's got to Tampa Bay, right? No question. My question is for the team because unfortunately, if you're winning all your games by comebacks or one possession, that is a tough way to sustain a season, right? Mm-hmm. We watched the Vikings do it. They won 11 one-possession games, and then you get to the playoffs. If you let people hang around for one possession, once you start playing really good teams, it doesn't work, right? So if you got to come back in the fourth quarter all the time, does it look great during the regular season? Absolutely. Does it look great on SportsCenter? Absolutely. Does that work when it comes to playoff time? No. Yeah. Certainly not more than once, right? And so, I don't know. It makes you concerned for this team, even though it's great and it's a testament to the grit of Baker and his ability to overcome. Like all of that's awesome. Feel good story, great. But when it comes to trying to win a ring, he's going to need the rest of his team to step up a little bit and make it so he's not always punching uphill.
And if you're facing an Eagles team, the way that they play, we saw it with the Rams last week. Rams had a gigantic lead. Eagles did not look great. They still found a way to go in and win that game. So if you're playing a team like Philadelphia, you have to step on the brakes when it comes to a team like that, or step on the gas.
Again, I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying, it's tough to sustain that long term.
And the fact that we almost beat them, because he was my clear-cut choice, and the fact that we almost beat them, they've dropped in my rankings significantly because there's no way we should not be almost about to beat you. We suck right now. Like, you should be blowing us out the water And the fact that you won by 2 points, it's a little suspect.
It's tough. It's tough. Man, bruh, listen, look at that, guys. We did it with Uncle Bo. We cleared a whole hour, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for making an hour conversation happen with Bo Couch. Bo, man, your schedule is up in the air. I know you said Thursday night you're going to be at some random seedy bar eating chicken wings and stuff. What about the rest of your schedule, man? And shout out to the bar that you're going to. I hope to make it to Washington so I can, have a drink with you. But tell us about the rest of your schedule this week, if you don't mind, bro.
Yeah, so I do want to hit them up one last time because Crucible Brewing is there on Everett Mall Way, and we do our show live from there. So you can actually be there watching the show, live studio audience, and then stay for the game, and we just hang out and drink beer and talk football. So it's fun. The rest of the time, I do have our daily show, Coast to Coast Sports, which is here on YouTube, Roku TV. And then our Wednesday wrap-up show, which will be 6 a.m. tomorrow morning if you're here on the Pacific Coast. And that one is simulcast on YouTube, Roku TV, and 97.3 ICU Radio out of Atlanta.
That's dope. That's dope, man. You always working, always hustling, and it's always a pleasure to have you on. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for our favorite uncle, Bo Krause. Bo, man, have a good night. We appreciate you, bro.
Thanks for having me on. Always fun to be here with you.
Of course, man. Hey, and save me a beer, please. All right, man. So once again, you know what it is, man. Rec Room Sports Crew. We are in the building one more time with the whole gang. Of course, you see how we do it, man. We got guests on top of guests. Somehow, some way, we make it happen, and then it turns into this. The crew is still here, but there's something that we have been missing. Something that has been missing lately from the show, and I am happy to introduce this next segment. It's featuring one of my favorite people, Bobby G from the Audible Sportscast, where life and culture meet sports, and we put a little pop, put a little gumbo on it, wrap it up, and make it a tortilla. You know what I'm saying? But Bobby G, man, when's the last time we had
unless you're in Lubbock, and in that case, you got to throw that tortilla onto the field.
See, it's Hispanic Culture Month. We had to make it a tortilla. But anyway,
I need to go to a game in Lubbock now. Thank God I have family that live there.
Shout out to Lubbock, man. But let's get an audible slice of life. We ain't had one in a minute, bro. Go ahead and do your thing,
man. Recently, we lost Charlie Kirk. Now, this isn't going to be about Charlie Kirk personally. I was not a fan of Charlie Kirk. I was not a fan of some of the things he said. But I live in America, and I respect his right to say everything he said. Why? Because I believe that you have the right to say whatever you feel as long as you are able to live with the consequences. What have happened to him because of what he said? No, but it's a lesson to us all. Be careful in the things that you say because you never know who's listening. And you never know how someone can perceive the things you say. That thing that you thought was funny, maybe somebody was sensitive and overreacted to it. The thing that made you angry, maybe somebody else did find that funny. It's just a reminder to ourselves to once again be mindful of the things we say and the effect that they can have on other people. We're brought up and we're taught as kids, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. And then we grew up and found that was false. Words do hurt, from knee high, even as an adult, a loved one saying something you don't like can get to you. A friend pissing you off. A kid bullying another kid. Like, the things that we say have dire consequences. Let's just take a few seconds to think, and let's let our day-to-day interactions end a little bit more positive. There's so much going on in the world right now. And it can all be resolved. A lot of it can be resolved with a few kind words or just a simple conversation for better understanding amongst people. Let's get back to the days where we could talk to each other. And I take it, one of my favorite movies of all time is the movie Heat. If you know it, it's Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. Al Pacino's a cop, Robert De Niro is a bad guy. And there's a scene where Al Pacino pulls Robert De Niro over and he tells him to go to this diner. And even though Pacino's a cop and De Niro's a bad guy, they sit down, have a cup of coffee, and have a conversation. Did they solve their problems? No. But there was a mutual understanding and respect for what one had to do to the other. And they both walked away with a clear understanding and a clear expectation of what was going to happen moving forward. We can do that with each other every day. And it seems that more often than not, we choose not to. Let's get back to choosing to move forward. Let's get back to choosing life. Let's get back to choosing our brothers. Let's get back to choosing our sisters. Because I'll tell you what, I've never died. I've never been dead. And I'm not quite ready to see what that feels like. Especially over something I said that could have easily been resolved with a simple conversation. So just be mindful of what you say. And hey, have the decency to take a look in the mirror and have some self-awareness. If you do slight somebody or you do, cause verbal harm to somebody, to apologize and rectify that situation before it goes any further. Because a lot of these things in such a senseless matters when all we got to do is talk to each other.
Hey man, I felt that one right there. No lie. I gotta give it to you on that one. We ain't had one in a while, but if that's the one we gotta have, that is one in which I can definitely appreciate. Anybody want to put 10 cents on it before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I mean, I'd just say, growing up, you got to surround yourself with good people in your life. People that have morals, that understand what is going on around them and around the world. So surround yourself with the best possible people you can in life.
Thanks, Uncle Scott. That's a dope one. Thank you for putting that out there for us. Anybody else want to put this on before I close it out?
Just because today is a rough day doesn't mean the whole week is going to be a rough week. I've learned over the course of the last year or so to take everything one day at a time. That has been the motto that I have lived by for the last year or so. And guess what? It has mentally helped me out so much because, let's be honest, I lost my job about a month ago. I tried to get another one, physically couldn't do it. Injuries have prevented me from having a sustainable way of living, but I never gave up. So don't, just because you have a bad day today, that doesn't mean that tomorrow will be a bad day also.
And we appreciate you being real with us, Alan. Let me tell you something. If you go right, we're going to not have you work any damn way. We're going to figure out a way to make some money. Okay? And just reiterate what Bobby was saying, man. Y'all know me. Every once in a while, I got to throw it out there. We're get real spiritual, but we are going to reference something that I have to reference from time to time. Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Now that don't sound like it means nothing, but it's the truth. We found that out very much interestingly with Charlie Kirk's word. Life and death was in the power of his tongue because he breathed life into some very much a large group of people. That's why we got a lot of the demonstrations for his passing. I do not agree with how and what happened to him. There are two small children who will have to live with the emptiness of losing their father to senseless gun violence, a wife who is now a widow, who will have the disdain in her heart for the rest of her life because someone who disagreed with her husband is like, I cannot agree with that. Okay. But you got to remember, just like Bobby said, you have to live
And
with the consequences of what you said. The second thing I want to throw out there is a long time ago, when two sides of the country disagreed, one side of the country said, I'm going to succeed, which is for ourselves away from the continent of the United States. That started the Civil War. This is over money and people and property. Okay. So just imagine what you can do if you use your words the right way. All right. And that's what we're going to do here on the Red Room Sports Crew. I think we had a great show. Thanks again to our guests. Thanks to Mr. First Down. Sam, we appreciate you. We can't wait to get back out there and we get more of that on the mat, off the top rope, whatever you want to call it. I love it. I can't wait. And then, of course, thanks again to Bo Crouch for coming in and filling us in from his perspective from the last 3 weeks of football, because the NFL season has been great. Thanks, Alan, for doing the NCAA thing. That was really dope. It's April. I love you so much for doing the Age of Wilson coverage. That was very dope. Bobby G, we all needed a slice, but guess what, Joe?
I wish you had more time.
Somehow, some way, we done ran it out, y'all. So guess what, man? Hey, for the whole team, guess what, man? We got Alan, we got Bobby, we got April, we got Uncle Scott, man. We want to say thank you.
Hey, Whit, it was great for Jerry from Dallas to join too. I'm glad he got a chance to join it too.
Thank you to Jerry from Dallas for joining again. So for the whole game, and for Jay, who was on the road monitoring your favorite adult lounges poll situation. Shout out to Jay out there on the street. Well, for Bobby, for AP, for April, for Uncle Scott, for everybody in the chat, make sure you like, share, subscribe. We're going to get out of here, man. Peace, man. Real talk.